Combos Wrestling Edition. Yeah, man. What is going on, everybody? Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. Yes, I can hear myself. I look good, sound good. So B will be up here in just a hot second. She's actually entering the room right now, and I apologize for the slight delay. Just had to get a few technical things under wraps, the microphone and whatnot. Just had to get a few technical things fixed. So, as you know, we're not going to take up too much of your time because this is Clash in Paris predictions. If I'm not mistaken, we've got 6 matches on the card. 1 match just added as of Friday Night SmackDown. We've got the Wyatt 6, your reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions going against your boys, the Street Profits, no longer the Sith Profits. I'm really kind of sad about that. I feel a certain type of way because, like I was saying last night, they've gone back to their old shtick, even brought back the cup, but they're still using their old music. And I just say, go back to, their old outfits and everything, but they're still using the new music. And I say, go back to your old music because at least that was a bit more. There you go, a bit more of a bop, if you will. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the one and only B, coming in hot with the drinks.
What?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for that, B.
All right, welcome. Folks. Yes, you are welcome.
Without further delay, let me go ahead and bring this gentleman in.
How's everybody doing today?
Let me bring this gentleman in. We are doing our predictions with our brother from another mother, fellow coalition member.
Like no other.
You know him. You love him. The one and only Stephen Sandridge. Yes, indeed. Woo! How are you, sir?
Oh, that's the best French accent I can drum up for a Saturday morning. Hi everybody. Let's do this thing.
All right. Let's go ahead and do this. We are in fact going to Paris. No, yes, we. In a way that they should do like a European Vacation. I know you see that film. We got the channel mascots. Get them out of the way. Go ahead, sir.
I was just gonna say my favorite French pop culture reference is actually from The Simpsons. I don't know how much you ever watched that, but there was an episode where Lisa woke up late for school and she ran she's panicking, right? Because she's obsessed with academia and stuff. And she runs into school, busts into her classroom. She's like, oh my gosh. And then everyone's speaking French. And she's like, French? And she goes, I ran across town to the wrong school. And all the kids start pointing and laughing at each other. And the teacher goes, no, en français. And they all go, oh, they laugh at a French accent instead. It's the dumbest thing, but it makes me laugh every time.
I'll tell you an interesting little snippet. When I first moved out to Los Angeles, my original first roommate was actually one of the animators for The Simpsons.
Hey.
And that was kind of cool. I even went to a Simpsons, the new season, there was a watch party, so I was actually invited. I went to a watch party and I met a lot of the creative team behind The Simpsons, which I thought was really neat. I'm like, all right, LA, check this out.
Yeah, right.
And but I still couldn't get into the show. It was never I never really cared for the show, which is odd. I remember seeing the original Simpsons on the Tracy Ullman show. Youth says what? But
right, they're like, who?
The Tracy Ullman show, the original, and I said to myself, this will never catch on. Little did I know. Little did I know. Oh my gosh. All right, folks, let's go ahead and give some shouts, and then we're going to get right into the good. B, do we have any mods in the house?
We do, and let me go ahead and give a shout out to some members and mods up in the house. J.R. Dugan.
We
acknowledge you. Sophie Dofi.
That's that OG triple OG.
OG.
And we had a comment with our thumbnail game getting better and better. Thank you very much, OG.
Oh, well, you know how he do. I can't take any kind of credit at all for that. I really can't. Nope, that's it. That's the only mod and and member that are in here at the moment, aside from Mr. Steven Standridge, but he is here as a co-host today. So
that's all we need. It's a small crowd. It's early.
Right.
We're going to be early tomorrow, not quite as, but it's not
Little
the
brunch.
Pacific Coast time. You know, we're still wiping the sleep out of our eyes. And okay, yeah, breath is feeling all right.
No, it's not. I'm just playing. I'm kidding, baby. No, I'm kidding.
All right.
Wow.
All right. Going to spit that out. All right. So without further delay, let's get right into it. Let's just jump right into this.
Jump.
I'll give a few quick shouts. Zach Minger says it's Happy National Toasted Marshmallow Day.
All right. I will toast a marshmallow to that.
So long as it's not a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Let's just be clear on
They're
that.
so cute, though.
Light them up. All right.
I actually do. Y'all know, I think y'all know that I collect popcorn buckets and like the drinks and stuff. I started with Disneyland, then I moved into Universal, and now I also will collect them from certain movies and stuff. Like we have from the Superman movie, we have the telephone booth. Or no, it's not supposed to be a telephone booth. It's supposed to be a newspaper booth, huh? Because it has the newspaper in it.
Oh, yeah.
But so I also have the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man one, and I love it. I love that stuff. So I love me some Stay Puft. He's so cute, and you could turn his head. His face is smiling on the front. When you turn it around, it's frowning on the back.
I tried to think of the most harmless thing I could.
What did you do, Ray?
I mean, if I gotta die via something, I gotta say Marshmallow Man does seem the best way to go to me.
Oh,
when
man.
someone asks you if you're a god, no, I'm just kidding. I love Bill Murray.
Yeah, that was. I'll just say a quick side note about that. The original film wasn't pandering; it was just trying to be what it was trying to be, and that's what made it so good. The second film, by that point, it was 5 years later. It just developed
Ghostbusters
into
was a whole enterprise at that point. Yeah,
it was absolute trash. So it didn't actually get good again until years later when they made Afterlife.
You sound like you've had a little bit of the pink sludge there when you're talking about part 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, the best thing about Ghostbusters 2 was the Bobby Brown song. Okay, the best thing about that movie. I
love the needle drop to "Your Love Is Lifting Me Higher" too at the end. Jackie Wilson, that's an old song, but always a good one.
Yeah,
but yeah, the Bobby Brown song was great.
Was actually great. It still stands tall to this day. All right, let me go ahead and give a few shouts, and we're going to jump into it. Brandon King Carter, good to see you.
How you
Trey
doing?
Licata was up in the house.
Hey, Trey.
Let me see who else we have in here. CJ LaChapelle, good morning.
Oh my
Guys,
gosh.
Can we not?
Dude, y'all, these mascots are having a little WrestleMania of their own down here. I'm just waiting for them to knock a light over.
Good gracious.
Jeez Louise.
All right, that's it, everybody.
All right.
Yeah, I had to go ahead and do that. Otherwise, this whole thing was going to come down. All right, who else do we have in here? Let's go ahead and run it down. My baby sis at the 13-minute. Actually, we'll go 13-minute, 55-second mark. Mwah.
Hey,
love you, baby sister. We got the one and only A Fitty, big boy. What's good, A Fitty? Good to see you, my friend. All right, Dro Davidian is in the house. We see you, Dro. And I know that you're going to say that the one and only Beast is going to be appearing. We shall see. We shall see. All right, let me go ahead and Shamanica Williams.
Hey,
yes,
Shamanica.
Yes. Big WWE Queen 20 is in the house.
Hey,
and Mike
Queen.
Evans just dropped in. What's going on, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
All right, let's get into it. We're going to start in no particular order.
Wait a minute. Did you say Trey Lucato?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did. All right.
And you did CJ? Where was I?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I'm trying to wake up, y'all. I put a little coffee in this today.
I think the puppies were having a clash when he said that.
Not you, me. Oh, yes. They were having their own pre-clash. They were on the pre-show. That's right.
All right. This is in no particular order. We're going to start right here. Just because, yeah. This is, my friends, a very interesting match. We got a fatal 4-way situation going on here. Straight Edge, CM Punk going against main event Jey Uso and we all know how Francais responded to main event the last time he dropped down in Paris. On the other side there, we got the megastar with everybody saying LA Knight, yeah. And your world's heavyweight champion, the one and only, and I'm not talking about that dastardly Ric Flair. This is Seth freaking Rollins. Fatal 4-way for the heavyweight championship. Sir, I'm going to go ahead and give you the honors of going first. Talk to the people.
Thank you. Okay, well, we're just going right to the title match.
Starting with the meat.
Yeah, just meat first, man. Just go right to, it's the budget friendly buffet mentality. Like I'm here for what I paid for. You know what I mean? Like, don't
I love it.
Miss me with all the charcuterie stuff. Like give me the prime cuts here.
Got that straight.
Well, for starters, I'll go ahead and get this out of the way because I could probably say this for every match. A asked me before we went live, Steven, how are you feeling about this show? And I told him more or less, if I paraphrase myself, less excited than I was when it was first announced. I think when we first said they were going back to France, I was like, let's go. I'm super excited. If I can share a piece of memorabilia that actually was a sweet little birthday present. The first time WWE went to France and we were all enlightened by the passion of the French fans. I think they're going to do a whole lot there tomorrow, and I think that'll elevate the show. And I think that some of these matches, while you see them on paper, are going to be like, well, I don't know. I feel like I've seen that a bunch or whatever. I am hopeful that all the talent will really like kick it into a higher gear and we'll walk away like maybe we won't walk away from the show tomorrow being like, oh my goodness, what are all these new questions we have? But maybe just be like, you know what? That was a good meal. Like we sat down, we got our fill of what was promised us. So all that to say, I mean, I absolutely think Seth is retaining. I mean, it feels like, they're making something out of the Vision now that they finally gave them a name 4 months later or so, which that's got to be some kind of record to be a faction without a name for like 4 months. And then, I mean, sorry, I was sitting there thinking about like some comic book movie where they didn't actually name the actual name until the end of the movie. Yeah. That's kind of what it felt like. Yeah. Anyway, I have Seth retaining. I hate it, but he'll probably pin LA Knight, and I'm imagining. I mean, maybe he pins Punk, just because he's the generational hater. But I think it'll probably come down to that compounded mistrust that they've been building up between all the three other guys, which I will say kind of annoyed me between Punk and LA Knight. If they're not going to actually do anything on their own, I wouldn't mind a brief 3-4 week feud between Punk and LA Knight after this. I think that could be good. As long as that doesn't push LA Knight further down the card after it's over. And I was really impressed by Jay finally shedding this sort of good guy codependence that he has, where he's always trying to show up for everybody. And like one little brunch with Roman, and all of a sudden he's like, wait, yeah, I'm gonna get mine. And he goes out and he super kicks everybody, and so like Shawn Michaels with the stagehands backstage that time. So anyway, I think there could be, they really wanted to be insane and do something. They could take the belt off Seth and just have it and just put it back on him, like just kind of a Attitude Era style hot potato, that could be really fun. And if you did want to do that, I think LA Knight would be the guy to do it, because I think more people want to see LA Knight become a champion than be a champion, if that makes sense. And it's not the same way with Punk and Jay at this point. I think you would shoot yourself in the foot if you did that to Punk or Jay. But they're not brave enough to do that. So they're not going to do that. So I'm picking Seth to retain.
Okay, Seth to retain. B, you're up next.
Can I say that, to me, what I like most about this at the moment is the art for this match.
So good.
I'm not mad at this Starry Night thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it a lot, actually.
So many people online told on themselves, by the way, of how art illiterate they are too, because they were trying to trash on it, and they're like, "You don't know actual art."
My!
Yeah.
Come on, people.
That's
actually quite
really
lovely.
sad.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, this is quite lovely.
Okay. Education, folks. Education. So I always got Jay's back, but I also I do see first of all, Seth has got some serious henchmen on his side. You know what I mean? And so they all, for the most part, will work together against the henchmen, but then ultimately you're not a team, you're rivals in this specific situation. I could see this. The thing with the hot potato, if it were to be LA Knight, is that I actually agree with you that this is going to turn into an LA Knight and CM Punk feud, which I think would be good for both of them. But I don't necessarily see a belt being involved in that. I don't think that they're ready to take the belt from Seth unless they were going to give it right back. And I don't know how he'd get it right back if those two are about to go into a feud. So I don't know if I would see the hot potato in this specific situation. And I know they're not about to hot potato Jay again, because that would just piss us all off. So I'm going to agree with you that, because ultimately it's going to be a numbers game, although you are going to have, but then you have Roman.
You still got Braun, though.
Serious thought.
But is Roman going to be here?
Yes, he's facing Big Bronson Reed.
He's facing Big Bronson Reed, so...
However that match ends will play into the availability.
Yeah, so... Okay. I'm going to stick with it. I'm agree with you. I agree that Seth retains on this one.
Okay. With that said, I do have some thoughts on this. I think this match has got amazing potential for greatness. Everybody in this match is deserving of a strap on their waist, but there can only be one. Okay, Highlander, there can only be one. So here's the deal. Main event, Jey Uso is going to get his flowers like he did last time in France, and that's just going to have to suffice for this matchup. I would love for him to become world heavyweight champion once again. It ain't happening in France. I just don't see it. I just don't see them doing that to him, which is kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame. CM Punk was robbed by Seth freaking Rollins, and I expect a proper lick back on Seth Rollins. I expect it. I want to see it. I can see vividly in my mind CM Punk just celebrating, holding his head up high, and then burn it down. And then you just see his face sink down. And he knew it was coming. He knew he had nothing left. He knew he was gas. Again, under the KFAB umbrella, I like to talk about it. And it was what it was. The rest is history. CM Punk is not the kind of guy to let things go. So he's not going to let this go. the one factor here that we really are not sure how it's going to play in is, like you said, we got Bronze Breaker, because that is a white man. Okay, Bronze Breaker, the golden calf, if you will. How he's going to play into this, I'm not entirely sure. Like we said, I don't exactly know how it's going to go down with the match that we're going to talk about shortly with Big Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns. How are they going to play into this, if at all? LA Knight is a guy that I think long ago should have had a title around that waist, World Heavyweight Championship gold. But again, this hasn't happened. And as much as I would like to see it happen in France, I'm going to have to agree with B and Steven and say that Seth Rollins will retain in Clash in Paris. I don't like it. That doesn't mean I like it. Okay? Let me be clear on this.
Whether you like it or you don't like it.
Man.
It is what it is.
Learn to like it.
I don't think Austin. Who is this? They keep talking about some guy named Austin Theory. Who is?
You know dang well who Austin Theory is, partner.
Haven't gone by that name in many ages.
not
Hey Teflon.
not ringing any bells. What up, Teflon? How
Hey
you
Darcy.
doing? Darcy Chatham.
Hey Just Alex.
Just Alex is in the house?
Just Alex is in the house.
The big dog is in the house?
He cut a Godfather promo on y'all.
He cut a Godfather promo on us. Hold up.
I love it. I love it. Let me see. Just Alex in the
Wow.
house.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of fatty for these pimp daddies. Light that blunt up and say, reacting ain't easy.
Easy. Come on. Easy.
Oh, man. Come on, Just Alex. You ain't got to do it like that. But I like that, nephew. Yay, yay.
Yeah, yay.
All right. That's why Just Alex is the best. The absolute best. All right. Just Alex, you just got in here. We were just talking about, as you can see behind us, the Fatal 4-Way match. Drop your prediction, sir, if you will. Who do you think is going to win that match before I go on to the next one? As I'm waiting for that movie queen to become... No,
Hey,
you know
Chris
what?
Wrestling Views.
What up, Chris Wrestling Views? Good to see you. Don't worry. I'm glad you're here. It's early. You know, I don't expect a whole lot of people to be showing up here in the chat, but for those that did decide to arrive and join us, thank you so much. Seth Rollins next. Fair enough. No, I had Movie Queen, to answer your question. I did not necessarily think that Sami Zayn was going to win. I had a small inkling when Solo was backstage cutting a promo, and then he mentioned about, you think you're going to get this title up off of me? Typically, you don't really say it like that when you cut a promo. So there was a part of me that said, "Oh, dang, he actually might lose that tonight." But I didn't believe it. But they did it. They pulled the trigger on a SmackDown. I think that was a mistake. I wish they had kept it on Solo, but you know, it is what it is. We'll see where they go with Mr. Zayn. It is extremely predictable and not in an exciting way. WWE has had a dryness to its product lately. Yeah, that's not unfair. I think that's
Which is why they need to do something unpredictable.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. I kind of feel you on that. All right. Let's go over here with the ladies. Pretty ladies. Yes, indeed. Let's go over here with the ladies. This is a match that I'm kind of interested in. Kind of, sort of, kind of not, but I kind of am. You have Nikki Bella, who did a move that wasn't quite her finisher. She modified her finisher, which is interesting because I didn't think that she would ever want to do anything that was going to mess with her neck again. But, you know, be that as it may. What am I hearing? Is there a beep? You hear that beep?
Someone backing up.
Is that what that is? Okay. All right. Nikki Bella going against the women's Intercontinental champion. The man is coming around to Paris, Becky Lynch. Let's go ladies first on this one. As you all drop in the chat, what you all think about this match. B?
I would actually really like to see something unconventional. Like, I would like to see Bayley come out, and you think that she to just attack Becky, maybe attack Becky, cause her to lose because she's crazy. Nikki's got the title. You think Bayley's going to embrace Nikki, and Bayley beat the hell out of Nikki because now Bayley is crazy. So Bayley, is just going ham on everybody, and she actually becomes a bigger heel than Becky in that way. And that leads us into, something with maybe a triple threat with the three of them down the line. But Bayley's coming after that title, still going after Becky, just going after everybody, just kind of wilding out. So I'm going to actually be unconventional and say I want to see Nikki for this one, just because I can't believe you brought her back with all her fame and all her following as big as she has gotten now. Just like Logan Paul, you probably brought her back to give her a run with that title. So I just think it would be, everyone does. I think people expect Becky to retain, so I want to see it go the other way.
I like what just Alex said here. He went Mr. Robot on us. USA Network could be, in fact, the biggest babyface and the biggest heel. That is not an unfair statement, sir. But if we go Nikki Bella, how long is she going to hold it for, B?
I think they'd probably give her a little bit of a run, maybe about the same that they did with Becky. I don't think that they're not invested in Nikki Bella. I mean, why would they bring her back for? She's in good shape. She's more famous than she was the first time around. I think they probably give her somewhat of the same kind of run, but I think that ultimately Bayley should take it off of her, and they need to give Bayley another run too with this new character.
All right, Steven, what say you, sir?
Becky's going to retain. I think Becky is the. Sorry, I'm just going through my mind real quick, trying to do a little roll call of all the champions on the roster right now. I think she's the best promo of every champion we have right now in the company, and I'm just gonna have to copyright a gimmick infringe on you a little bit and disagree a little bit, homie. I think they brought Nikki back because they could. I think her, and I mean this in the nicest way, because I'm not trying to say that, she's, I don't know, Indy Hartwell or something. I do think her legend status is a little overstated. Because she was at the top of the women's division when the women's division was garbage, which is not her fault. It's not because she's a bad wrestler. I don't think she's a bad wrestler, but she was. It's like it's like being AEW champion right now. Great, but nobody's watching. So. It's yeah, I know I shouldn't have said that, but nevertheless, but doesn't make me wrong. So the thing is just I don't think a lot of chances are going to be taken on this show, because I think they're going to and I discussed this briefly before we went on. I think they're loading up all the guns for WrestlePalooza. And I think that's where we're going to get our big stuff, our big stories. I do think B is right that Bayley is probably our next avenue toward Becky. And I think maybe we even get Bayley versus Becky at WrestlePalooza. I'm glad we have the match. I look at Nikki the same way I looked at Trish this time last year. It's like, oh, cool, she's back. And you know what? She's giving a whole lot more than we see from some legends, but I don't intend on seeing them do a whole lot with her beyond, hey, let's trot her out and give her pop. And then the announcers can talk about how important she was during her match and all this stuff. And, give her all the flowers that she does deserve. Right. But also like, we're not really going to do a lot with you. Like kind of what we've seen that they're doing with Truth. Like, yeah, we're bringing Truth back. Okay. We're not actually going to do anything huge with him.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep him around enough to keep you guys happy. And I feel like that's what they're doing with Nikki. And maybe Nikki knows that. Maybe Nikki's cool with that. I mean, some people are like, oh yeah, sure. I just, I want give me that check and let me come back in the ring for a little while. I don't know. I'm projecting at this point. I have no idea what people think about what, but, I think the main play one is to keep Becky champion. Like she continues to outshine whoever she's in the ring with. And I'm thankful that we do have this match because really truthfully, we weren't getting this match unless Naomi got pregnant. I mean, because we were going to have Naomi and Stephanie, which I'm disappointed from a wrestling fan standpoint that we're not getting that match, but overjoyed for the Usos there, the Fatus, if you will, whatever. But yeah, I think this is just going to be. I think it is a match that will deliver, but probably nothing more than that. And I think eventually we're going to see one of these two personalities of Bayley show up, not in Paris. I don't think they're flying her out to Paris for a run-in. I think she'll show up I know Raw is in Paris too, so could be, I guess, but I don't think we see Bayley get involved until they come back stateside. That's just my opinion, but I'm picking Becky to retain. I just don't believe there's going to be a lot of risks taken at this show, for as much as I'd like to see one. I wouldn't do it here if I was picking the risk anyway, because I said that for the last match.
I think that's fair. Let's see what the people got to say. JR's got Becky. Big Boy's got Becky. CJ says that's a boo on this. So that's hilarious. Wesley Franklin's got Becky for the win. Nikki Bella for the win. So it says Jeffrey Reimer. I got respect on that. Nikki Bella by Chris Wrestling Views. Sophie Dopey's got Becky. You have a roster of women that could have used this spot. That's just a waste. Becky retains. Next, so says Just Alex. Yeah, you know what? I'll keep it short and sweet with what I got to say on this one. Trey's got Nikki. Mike has got Becky. CJ's got Bayley. Let B cook. I love it. All right. I'm simply going to say this. I gotta address the elephant in the room. I blame Jimmy Uso using Big Jim. He used Big Jim and took out. It was the biggest finisher in the history of pro wrestling. Took out the world heavyweight champion. You put hard times on the WWE fans, Big Jim.
Hard times on Naomi, man. 9 months? Are you kidding me?
I just want you to know that was like really borderlining Jack Ann off with where you were going with what you were saying.
I know, and I brought it back.
It was really borderline in there.
I brought it back. You could have had we could have had the match of the century. Naomi versus Stephanie Fakir. That match would have cooked all day. And instead, we get this. Now, this isn't awful by any stretch of the imagination. The problem that I have with this match, like you said, Steven, is I don't know what we're doing with Nikki Bella. Because here's the deal. Ain't nobody asked for Nikki Bella to make a big return. I have nothing against Nikki Bella, nothing but love for the Bella twins. Okay. That's cool. Chelsea Green called Triple H, asked for a job back. She got it. I'm not mad at the phone call.
True.
I'm not mad at hitting somebody in the hip pocket, right? Look, she had her time to shine back in the day, and it was glorious. All right? It was what it was. The issue that I have with this is you're taking a spot away from people that otherwise could be shining. If you're not legitimately going to do anything of any significance with her, and I don't mean we've got you in a PLE across the seas facing a champion. I don't mean that. I mean, are you going to put a strap on this lady? Is she going to be making some big waves in the WWE, or is she just here to put some shine on some people? I don't want to see past stars coming back and just putting shine on some people. All right? You have Brock Lesnar returning. We still don't know to what degree this man is going to be interjecting himself into anything. I suspect we might see a Brock appearance relatively soon. But if John Cena were still champion, I absolutely would believe that Brock would have beaten him for the title. And I think that's actually the way they should have gone instead of the way that they did go. But I don't know why Nikki Bella is here if she's not going to do anything of any significance. So
Do you feel that way about Brock Lesnar too?
What I'm basically saying is they're clearly invested in superstars of the past. With Brock Lesnar, in a way, I think more so than they are with Nikki Bella. I don't see Nikki Bella becoming a champ
What if she does?
during her run. I don't. I mean, I would be shocked. I would be.
This could also be a little bit of like the Roman Reigns-ification of Becky Lynch. Like when Roman was neck deep in that bloodline run, they just kept dusting off people to bring them back for Roman to go over and be like, yeah, I beat that guy too, except for The Rock, but whatever. That's another conversation. And so Becky would absolutely be one of those people who's like, yeah, I beat Trish and I beat Nikki and I beat all your new favorites. She would lean into that so hard.
She would.
Which would make a great opportunity to actually put over somebody eventually newer, for that. But
the issue that
I don't know
what
they want with Nikki.
You're diminishing the value of Nikki Bella. I said this about I feel
she was the Divas champion.
But what I'm saying is, how do you know she ain't gonna show something different now? First of all, Becky wasn't even good back in the day. I didn't think Becky was good at all back in the day. She has picked it up now. Now she's her best self doing her best work. But back when she was champion the first time, I was like, why? Because her nose was broken. She ain't even that good. But now she's doing better. Nikki has never got out of shape. They're only 2 years apart in age, and she's actually training with Stephanie Vakir. Y'all know she may come out of nowhere and just really step it up and give us a match that y'all be like, oh, this is a whole different Nikki.
I didn't say that she was old. I didn't say that she was a has-been.
You made it seem like coming out of retirement like she was old. That's what it sounded like to me, like a Goldberg situation.
I'm not saying that. Not in any way, shape, or form. I'm not saying she's an old Berg. I never even alluded to that.
Oh, that's what
I'm saying is, as far as diminishing the value of Nikki Bella, and I said this about John Cena, is I don't care how many times you come back. I don't care how many times you cut a promo. If you're not winning matches, I don't care. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's pro wrestling. It's entertainment and everything goes into pro wrestling. But you wrestle. It's called pro wrestling. You wrestle. You've got to win matches to become a number one contender, to face somebody who is a champion. You got to win matches.
Can I ask you a question?
And if you're not going to win matches, it bothers me. Yes, sir.
For a legend returning, I hear what you just said, but I want to ask you a question anyway. What is better in your eyes for a returning legend? Losing in a really good match or winning in a really bad match?
I got problems with both.
Because I think
I have an answer to that, because losing in a great match with John Cena, and when John Cena just lost that belt to Cody, that was the best match he's had in I don't know how many years.
Sure, it's far better than him winning 17.
Cody, absolutely,
sure,
absolutely.
Yeah. Sure.
It was the best thing he's done in years, and it made me go, "Oh, you are a wrestler."
Yeah,
yeah. And that was
the
first time he's won a singles match since 2018,
and it was the best match when he lost it. Since then.
Go ahead, Steven.
Yeah, I think that on the whole, I think this entire show, and Alex alluded to this a little bit. We was talking about it feels a little dry. I don't know if I'd go that far, because about the product being dry lately, because the last PLE we got was SummerSlam, which was on fire, and this is just 3 weeks of TV. So now it's been a little redundant, I guess, maybe because we're building to a new show, and they probably could have spiced
on vacation for summer.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But I think my biggest prediction about the entire show is that after it's over tomorrow, will say, yeah, a lot of those matches ended the way a lot of the people who won were who we thought we were going to win, but man, all of those matches were better than we thought they were going to be. And I think this might be case in point. Probably the best example. I think this and the Sheamus match both will over deliver based on the sort of complacent expectations some fans have right now of like, I mean, even I said at the beginning, I'm not super excited. I think this will be a show that probably doesn't move the story forward a whole lot, but will give us good wrestling. And I think we'll get there. I think the story moving will be next month.
Therein lies my problem. I've said this many a time on this show that I'm tired of them programming like this. This is what I have. This is a bigger issue with WWE creative than anything. Is I'm tired of them programming shows like this. Not every match, not every show, not everything is going to be a banger, and I accept that. But I don't like PLEs being looked at as, okay, this is all predictable. Like just Alex says, Seth next, Becky next. Like you can just pretty much call it and move on. Yeah, we're going to have a good show. We're going to enjoy a couple of hours of some wrestling, and I'm fine with that. But I would prefer that the WWE give us the swerve. I think that Becky Lynch is going to retain. Okay, so you can lock me in on that.
Lock it in.
What I would like to see is Nikki Bella win the match by DQ. That's what I would like to see. So, yeah, I'm sure Nikki Bella will have a fine match, but I don't want her to just lose straight out because that doesn't help Nikki Bella. If she's going to be here for a while, mixing it up with some ladies, I need to see her rack up some wins. And I don't care if it's a 1, 2, 3. I don't care if it's a submission. I don't care if it's a DQ. She need to rack up some dubs. If she's just losing and losing and losing and losing and losing, and then you step to somebody like, hey, I'm a this and that, and I'm a former this and that, I'm a former this and that, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to beat your butt. Yeah, you're a loser. You're not going to do anything. Okay? You're going to do a lot of this. Okay? I'm going to do a lot of this. We're going to mix it up. You're going to lose again, and I'm going to move on. You're diminishing the value of Nikki Bella. Becky Lynch should absolutely win. I don't really care if there is a Bayley interference or not. It could be a Lyra interference. It could be Becky doing some heel stuff. I don't know. But Becky needs to retain, but Nikki Bella needs to win the match. That's how I feel about it.
What? Oh, okay.
You cannot diminish the value of Nikki Bella consistently.
But if Nikki Bella actually won the title, that wouldn't be diminishing her at all. And yet you're still saying
I don't know.
Becky needs. You're saying Becky needs to retain, but you don't want to see Nikki keep jobbing. That's a contradiction.
I'm not saying she's jobbing. I'm saying she's going to win by DQ. That's not a job.
Yes, sir.
I think Nikki's booking has been a little exaggerated in this conversation. I'm just looking up like the only losses. Now this is super quick and not fully verified, but the only losses I can see Nikki has taken right now are in battle royals. She lost the Royal Rumble and she lost the Evolution Battle Royal to Charlotte and to Stephanie Vaquer respectively. She beat Chelsea Green clean on Raw. And her and Io and Rhea and Stephanie Vaquer won that 8-person tag against Chelsea, Naomi, and the Secret Hervis. So,
and that is how they need to keep doing.
So, truthfully, she's just not being booked a lot, I think, is what it is.
There you go.
And
overvalue the value. It's funny.
That's another conversation.
I love it. All right, let's move on here.
Also, I just said real quick, and you wouldn't have to get into a whole thing about it, but we can't ignore the fact that we're getting Nikki without Brie, and that is part.
Brie pop in would be great. Like if they start jumping her and Brie popped in to help her, oh my gosh.
That is a part of Nikki's thing. Like, I mean, you couldn't you could bring in WCW did this in the early 90s. They brought in Road Warrior Hawk without Animal, and like it was cool, but it wasn't the same.
It's not the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So
agree.
Yeah, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, I absolutely agree, and I think they should figure out a way to work that out. And if I were, as petty as WWE is, it's funny that they're not being this petty. And I don't know who's to blame. I don't know if it's Brie not wanting to do it or WWE not wanting to do it. I'm not quite clear on that. But I would be petty as AF, quite frankly, and I would spare no expense to get Brie back in here and let's get some twin magic going. Because that's just sticking it to AEW. And
because of her husband being over there?
You got him.
There's
we've
plenty
got her.
of couples that are
I
divided like that.
Yeah, but Brie herself feels like it's a situation because her husband's over here in AEW. I mean, it's out there. You know what I mean? So the second it's out there, me as a petty WWE creative person, I'm on the phone to Brie Bella. Hey, Brie.
How much is it going to cost?
Exactly. I mean,
right.
whatever it takes.
Right.
Whatever it takes. All right, here we go. This is a match I'm looking forward to as a fan of the stiff hits, if you will. Okay, we got Rusev. You want to talk about somebody who, since his return, I don't know, people are on the fence about how he's been booked in a way. I don't know, but we have Rusev going against the Great White Sheamus in I believe this is a good old fashioned Donnybrook match, if I'm not mistaken.
A good old fashioned.
I'm very much looking forward to it. I love the stiff hits. People in the chat, drop it right now. Who do you got for the win? Steven, sir, the floor is yours.
Okay. First of all, I wish WWE would just pick a match type and freaking stick with it. It's SummerSlam. We literally had a street fight and a no DQ, no count out match. Like, those are the same thing. Like, that's the same thing. A good old fashioned Donnybrook match is a street fight.
Yeah.
You're not in Ireland. This isn't Clash in Ireland. You call it, Trifle in the Eiffel. I don't know. You can call it whatever you want.
Trifle in the Eiffel.
But this is, I'm sorry. It's such a pet peeve of mine that they try to this is our own thing. I'm like, no, it's not, dude. It's one kind of match. And it can be one kind of match. We don't buy or we don't stream the PLEs because of the creativeness of the match types. Like, just stop, dude.
Yeah.
And now I understand, because I understand back in the days when we had, and I know we have multiple wrestling companies now, each company would call one kind of match their own thing. ECW would have the three-way dance, WCW would have the triangle match, and WWE would have the triple threat. It's all the same match, but each company had their own name, probably for copyright purposes. But one company doesn't need to go through three different names for one kind of match. It's just absolutely annoying. Anyway, this match is going to be a banger. Yeah, it's going to be excellent. I think this is the first match I think of when I keep saying I think this show will over-deliver in the ring, even if it feels predictable in other places. I don't know. Now, this match doesn't feel predictable to me because I feel like whoever loses this match is not going to have a good couple of months after this. And so we'll see what comes of it all. But in weighing what I want to see versus, what I think and everything, Rusev is the new return, but also he hadn't done a whole lot. And so I think this match specifically will give us a pretty good indicator on what they think of Rusev right now. Are they still in on Rusev, or are they like this? Or are they going to do like they did Solo last night on SmackDown? Be like, okay, we tried and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And so I do not want to give up hope on Sheamus grand slamming before he retires. So I need every Sheamus win I can get to validate him being Intercontinental champion at some point. So, and Rusev, I mean, this is going to sound mean for those of you members of AMB's community who don't watch NXT with me, and you don't realize how much I love NXT and how much I value NXT. Let Rusev go pick a fight with Obafemi. Like, let him go. Let him go down there for a little bit. And I know everybody sees someone show up in NXT like, oh, they're demoted. Oh, they're about to get released. Oh, whatever. And because they have done that before, but still, like, oh, come on, give me what I want. Like, we could do that. You could do that. You could refresh him, and something else NXT also does better than the main roster, especially for their mid card and undercard guys, is they give their most of their acts a purpose. And that's the thing. I don't know what Rusev wants. I don't know why he's here. You know, I know what to expect in his matches, and I like that. And I think he's good at that. But like, I don't like, we'll talk the tag title match in a minute. I know what the Wyatt Six are about. I know what riles them up. I know what they like and they don't like. All those guys in the Fatal 4-Way match, I know what they're about. I know what amps them up. I know what will cross the line with them to make them throw hands. I know what their goals are. And I don't know what Rusev wants. And I can fantasy book knowing what Sheamus wants because it's the only thing he hasn't gotten. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Sheamus, and I fully know that I might be wrong about that one because this one's kind of a toss up. But I'm gonna go Sheamus anyway because we got to get that agenda resolved.
I like it. CJ agrees with you. He's also got Sheamus, but he also never cared for Rusev, so that's fair. Jody Bennett, woo! What up, Jody Bennett? Woo! What up, Jody?
What up, Jody?
Good to see you, Jody.
Although I did that in the comments already, but that's okay.
But we gotta say it out loud. Woo! We got Rusev for the win for Jeffrey. Trey's got Sheamus. Movie Queen. I want to see Rusev versus Gunther. Oh man. Let me get Rusev, Gunther, and a returning Ilya Dragunov. Let me give me that.
Gosh, where is Ilya?
Give me that triple threat.
He's got to be close. We're in September now almost.
Right.
Sophie Dopey says this is the first time Sheamus has been on a PPV in 3 years.
Good golly.
Is that right?
Right. That can't be right. Surely not.
Can we verify these stats?
I'll be checking. You guys give us your thoughts.
Sheamus for the win. A Fitty's got Rusev. Jack has got Rusev. Sophie Dopey's got Sheamus. I would say Sheamus for the win. So it says Chris. Sheamus for Wesley. Rusev for Dro. Sorry, I stepped away. We're matching the honor. We're talking Rusev, Sheamus, just Alex. Rusev, Sheamus. Okay. I stay up there because I want to read everybody's chats. NXT's unpredictable. That's why I like it. It's got that Attitude Era booking. That's why I like it.
Sheamus was
booking.
Sheamus was, of course, in the Royal Rumble in February, but also he was at Survivor Series in a triple threat with Braun Breaker and Ludwig Kaiser. In 2024. So,
okay, all right. Thank
you. But before that,
there.
But before that, he was not featured until August 2023, he was in a Battle Royal, and then before that was. And then before that was the WrestleMania triple threat with Gunther and Drew. So from that triple threat match, he didn't do anything substantial until November 24. So he has had some big gaps, but he was also out. He was also out for a while during that time though, too.
Yeah,
that was when he was.
Yeah, he was.
That's when he was injured. So anyway,
he was out for a while. Christopher Ruggles, what's going on, my friend? All right, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go next if you're okay with that. Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting fight. One, I want to see some color. Sheamus being basically
like
clear. We're going to see a lot of that. There's a lot of that, but he bruises up like a peach. So, but I want to see some blood in this match, man. I want to. If you're going to do it, then do it. All right. I want to see shillelaghs. I want to see chains wrapped around fists. I want to see people busted open. I know we're not going to get that, but I think it'll be great. At the end of the day, and I don't disagree with what you're saying here, Rusev, it's like acting. Who are you? What's your character? What's your motivation? You know, you're going into this. Who is Rusev right now? The second coming 2.0. Like you said, I don't know. He had some promos, and he would say whatever he would say. It was getting dangerously close to some old school Ultimate Warrior promos. Wait, what are we talking about right now? Why
rocket fuel, Sheamus?
You know, the rocket fuel of Sheamus. You know, I don't know. You know, I don't know what we're doing. At the end of the day, I think Sheamus is going to win. I think he needs to win. Like you said, he needs to march closer. I think he needs to get that Intercontinental Championship at some point. I don't know why they keep bringing him up there and not giving it to him. But what are we doing with Rusev ultimately? You know, I can appreciate the fact like they kind of did with Melo and Andrade with their best of 7 series. I don't know if that did Andrade any good. It showcased what they can do in the ring. We had 7 matches. And old school, you had guys with some feuds that would just go at it, you know, all the time. But they would cut some promos. It's not the same like it used to be. So I say that to say, I don't know how much more I can take. And unlike Rocky Balboa, it's not about how hard you can hit, how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, how much you can take. You know, I don't know how much more I can take of Rusev Sheamus. Like, this has to be it for me. And once this match is over, they got to put Sheamus and Rusev in something else.
Out of their misery?
Put me out of my misery, because I can't take one more match. It's just, this has got to end. And I sincerely hope that it does. So I am a little concerned about where Rusev goes after this. B, the floor is yours.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's not that I don't agree that I want Sheamus to get an Intercontinental title.
Uh-oh.
Because I do. But I think he should have had it already. There was time and opportunity when he was in that fight that we thought he was going to win. We thought he should have won for the same reason. He was right there. He could taste it. And they didn't do it. I don't know if I trust them to necessarily do right by him. I don't know why they brought Rusev back to look weak like this. It's hard for me to say. Like, I was so sure that they weren't going to just have one more match with Karrion Kross and Sammy for him to lose again definitively, and then you to let him go. Because even though we all feared that, we were like, you're not blind and dumb and deaf. You're not really going to do that. And then they did. So I'm starting to really not have faith in them caring what the audience wants anymore, them getting outside of their own agenda and what they think is really good, even when other people are not happy with it. In order for them to give Sheamus that title, they would have to want to take it off Dom. And Dom, being a heel, is so over that whoever takes it off of Dom is going to get booed when they win that title, including, I think, Sheamus. I don't think, as much as we all want Sheamus to get it, I think if he takes it from Dom, he's going to get booed, which is weird because he's a face. And that would be a kind of sucky moment for him to win as a face, but be booed because they don't want you to take it from Dom. So I just don't know if he's going to be the one to take it from Dom. I think that would be a weird moment for him for being such a face these days. And I don't want to believe that they brought Rusev down just a job, not to actually let him look strong, look good. I don't know why Lana's not with him. That was the best he ever was. They could have just brought that back. We all have amnesia, apparently, to them. We could have just all of a sudden believed that she had a Russian accent again, or whatever the accent was. But I'm going to go ahead, because I feel like if Rusev goes down to challenge Femi, then what? Are they going to have Oba lose to him when you're trying to bring Oba up looking strong?
I'm okay with that.
And so if he does and he takes the title, does that mean that Rusev goes to NXT? Now, if Rusev goes down to NXT to be their next champion that people need to try to beat and he holds on to and looks strong and Oba's coming up, that I would be okay with. But if you're going to have him go down to make Oba look stronger, for you to job again, the hell did you bring him back for? So
what do you got for the win?
I feel like every time I've had Sheamus for the win for a while is I get disappointed. I want to be for Sheamus, but I've been for Sheamus so many times and got disappointed in the past. And I feel for Rusev, so I'm going to go against the grain and say Rusev. I'm just going against you guys. I'm going to be a definitive winner or a definitive loser for that cup, y'all.
Okay.
I will say for the IC title, they've already booked for Raw the next night that is still going to be in Paris, AJ versus Dom for the Intercontinental title. And if there's ever a time Dom could get beat and the crowd wouldn't boo the winner, France freaking loves AJ Styles. So
right,
they have a window of opportunity there to move the belt off Dom.
Got you.
I mean, I don't know that means they're going to, but
right. I see
they're going to do it. That's when they should. But nevertheless, yeah, no, I hear all of that. And that's the thing. I don't know what they think about Rusev right now. That's
right.
Why this match, because I figured he'd be doing more once he came back. Because look at some of these other guys who came back who are on the main roster, at least. I feel like they're at least.
Cross?
Well, no, I'm talking about the guys that came over from AEW. Like Aleister Black, which I know he's not in a world title picture, but he seems to be doing more interesting things. And kind of understand him a little bit more. Never thought I'd say understand Aleister Black more than someone else, but whatever.
That's fair. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move it right along here, folks. Let's move it right along. This, I think, is going to be, we'll say the big two for last. Let's go right here. We touched on it just a smidgen. All right. Just a smidgen, if you will. We saw some stuff going on Friday Night SmackDown. So you've got the Street Profits coming in hot, going in after the Wyatt Sixes, Dexter, Lumis, and Gacy, the current WWE Tag Team Champions. Bo Dallas going around having conversations with the teams, just kind of getting in there, playing some mind games, if you will. The first time he came out and he was talking, it was like he just fully embodied Bray Wyatt. I couldn't believe, to his stance,
everything,
to his cadence, everything. I'm all like, oh my gosh, I got the chills. What are we doing right now? Loved it. It's a numbers game. B-Fab doesn't count in this because she might do something with Nikki Cross, but that's not going to amount to anything. We've got a big Eric Rowan to consider as somebody that might interfere, and let's not forget Uncle Howdy. So this match has some interesting implications. We talked about this many times in the past when the Street Profits, before they turned heel, were not getting their comeuppance. They were not getting that strap around that waist, and we kept saying, when are they going to do right by our boys? And it wasn't until they turned their entire Steelo around, music and all, that they finally get a strap around their waist. And like I said, the second they let up off of that gas, the second they let up a little bit, snatch those titles right up off of them. And now they're back in the title picture once again. B, I would like to hear from you first, if you don't mind. Steven, what say you?
I'm really trying to go against the grain. Like I said, I'm going to win big or I'm going to lose big. But I'm going big, and I have a feeling I'm going against both of you again. Y'all ready?
All right. Lay it on us.
I got Street Profits for the win.
Oh, snap.
Because I want the Wyatts to haunt them and torment them until they turn against each other, are so paranoid, they don't know what's going on. they actually do go like evil, kind of crazy, insane, because they turned them insane because they're like haunting them. Nikki is messing with B-Fab. They're all off. They all losing it because they're tormenting them. They're, messing with them. Because I think, there's a story with Mello and Miz, but there is a story with the Street Profits too. They tease the breakup. They don't tease the breakup. They have them going bad. They have them back good. The good is boring. But if you could give them the belts and you can have them being terrorized everywhere they go and everything they do, they could even be showing stuff outside where the Street Profits are still getting tormented, like on the road, at home, like, like when Ghost Adventures, like they would, the ghost would follow them home and stuff, and their wife would be like, I gotta leave you. You got ghosts coming home with you. I just think they could really do something great with this. I do. I don't know if they're going to. I don't know if they could see that vision, but I'm gonna go with Street Profits in hopes that this leads to a whole thing with the Wyatts and the Street Profits. And I know we want to see something with Mello and Miz, but they could keep doing what they're doing and have that same breakup thing with anybody.
Can I have one request though? If this is going to happen and they actually do win these belts, can we go back to their old theme music, please? I beg of you. It's not that this new theme music is bad. It's not.
You need to bring the swag like nobody can.
Dude, I cannot stress this enough. The first beat, when that beat drops, when you hear that horn, and then you know who's coming out, it just sets the mood.
Not only would I bring back the old music, I'd bring back the old music that you get excited. They come out right when they're doing their stuff. The music kind of squeaks off and turns slow and kind of creepy because they're messing with their music and I
would love that.
I think that they could really do some creep show, horror show stuff with this, tormenting, messing with these dudes.
Things are breaking down. Their whole Titantron starts to just kind of fall apart.
Everything, I think this could be really creepy. Through. Yeah,
that has potential. That has potential. Steven, what say you, sir?
No, I love that pick from B. And actually, I was thinking something similar. Let me get my pick out of the way. I'm actually picking the Wyatts to retain, though. And I see Becky's scenario, and I want to raise it. Because a while back, I believe Uncle Howdy Bo said, or was quoted somewhere as saying things are about to get crazy. In like hinting about storylines and stuff. I don't think the Wyatts are going to destroy the Street Profits. I think they're going to destroy the entire SmackDown tag division.
Yeah.
His promo that he cut on Dawkins and Ford was my favorite thing from SmackDown last night because he said something very telling. He says, me and my family, that's what we are, is a family. And after this match, maybe you're going to find out that your brother isn't so much of a brother as you thought he was.
Exactly. That was huge. That meant something.
On the one hand, okay, sorry, I can't keep these on forever, but I'm still spitballing here. On the one hand, that could give us the Montez Ford solo push if they split, but they could fracture the Street Profits. You know who else is going to break up eventually? Mello and Miz, because Ray Charles could see that coming a mile away. The Wyatts could destroy them, and we can get Mello on the path that Mello should be going on. You know who else always argues? They always make up, but they always argue. Is Fraxium.
DIY? Oh, Fraxium, yeah.
They have a running gag on Twitter where they have a phrase, Fraxium is fine. Every time they have some sort of miscommunication.
Yeah.
You know who had the most epic betrayal of all time? DIY. You can't tell me the Wyatts may not come back and try to pick those bones again and be like, are you sure? You know who else is tagging together that aren't really brothers, but has a brother that he's not tagging with? Andrade and Phoenix.
Talk about it. Let's talk about it.
There are so many teams right now that say they're family, but they really aren't.
Yeah.
And that MO of the Wyatt Six could literally run through the entire division. And I'm not saying we want to, strap a bomb to maybe the best in-ring part of WWE right now, but there is something there. There's something there they could do, and like B said, they could just localize it to the Street Profits, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But they could wage war on the SmackDown Tag Division through sabotage. And I think that and Sophie's trying to think I'm trying to kill a tag division, which I think she's running far too ahead on that. What I mean by that is the game plan, but we watch the show to find out if the game plan will be successful or not.
Yeah.
So I'm picking. I actually am thinking similar booking to what B's going. I'm just picking the Wyatts to win to create those mind games rather than them being champions again and having the mind games. But either way, I think that's the story to tell going forward is. Oh man, I'm sorry because I love them, but let's give Ford his own shot because you know who else we're waiting on? We should be ready really soon. Mrs. Ford, Bianca Belair. Bring her back and have Ford go on his own. I mean, there's something there that could be done. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you and I understand you, but I gotta disagree with you, homeboy. To some degree, I like what you're saying in regards to the Wyatts terrorizing the tag team division. Remember when they first came in and they were going backstage and everything was disheveled and things were glitching and people were dead and you saw
they murdered people.
Yeah, they murdered people. I absolutely love that. That's how you make a big statement coming back into this. And I think they need to revisit that mentality with the freakiness. People, lights go out, lights come back on. People are just laid out. Like you were saying, people just lingering in the background. You've got to start terrorizing the tag team division. But you don't need the tag team belts to do that. You got to go on a vengeance tour. You got to go on a retribution tour. And you do that by losing those belts. I think the time has come because they decided to put B-Fab back into the fold with the Street Profits just out of the blue. They took her out of the blue. They brought it back in out of the blue. And I don't think there was no reason to do that unless you were invested in the Street Profits as a unit, not a suck my unit. No, I'm not gonna say that.
My God.
But as a unit. I'm sorry, I just went Lincoln Osiris on you. But as a unit, and I think they want to keep them together. I don't think they want to keep them strong. And I think they want to put gold around that way. So I'm actually going to go Street Profits for the win.
What? Did you have that before I said that?
Yeah.
Looks like I'm the outlier.
I'm going Street Profits for the win to win the tag team championships because now I don't know how long they're gonna hold it for.
Right.
But I feel and because I just don't feel like the Wyatts really need the belts to be the Wyatts. They don't. It was a nice accolade, certainly to have, but there's so much that the Wyatts can do just because of who they are and their whole mystique that it does not involve tag team gold. And I would like to see something different with the Street Profits being champions, and let's have some teams go against them, but are also shaken. Let's have everybody be terrorized by the Wyatts. I think that'd be great. So that's what I'm going for. I don't see them being behind Montez Ford as a solo act. Yeah, I know there's talk and I was looking at the Street Profits last night, and I don't want to I'm not one to body shame, so don't mistake what I'm saying here. Montez, he's obviously in better physical condition than Dawkins, but Dawkins can still move. But there are a couple times I was like, Dawkins, as a tag team, I like tag teams that look kind of the same, if you will, unless there's a gross difference between the two for whatever reason. Team Little Big kind of a thing, But typically speaking, I like a tag like the Rockers. The Rockers were basically the same body type,
Matching gear.
I like tag teams, matching gear, body type, like everything just look the same. I like tag teams that kind of look the same. Yeah, obviously you got Charlotte Flair and then Alexa Bliss. There's a difference in height, but
but they're not they are a team, but they're not a team.
No, they're not a team. Yeah, I like a team that looks sort of, but whatever. That's just me.
Yeah, Tez dresses like a wrestler, and Dawkins dresses like a basketball.
Yeah, he dresses like a basketball player, but he also dresses like somebody. And I can say this from somebody that was that had issues. Yeah, like you would generally wear stuff because you don't like you're to
basketball
kind of
shorts and big shirts.
You know what I mean? Like there's
kind
a
of
part
indie
of me
wrestling
that feels
too.
Yeah. So I don't like that, and I wish Dawkins would kind of step his game up a little bit instead of just a haircut, a shave and a haircut, 2 bits. For me, it's not enough. But I think they're a good team, and I think the fact that they put B-Fab back in the mix now, for whatever reason, says to me that we're not going to break this team up anytime soon. There's been no strife between the two. If they planned on doing something like that, then I would think that we would see that tomorrow. If they lose, and then we'll see that, hey, man, it's all right. Then get off me, man. And then somebody's going to do that.
But I don't think it's going to be that kind of breakup. I think it would be more of a breakup like Bray, like they're not Bray, the Wyatts are messing with them. And so they're starting to not even trust one another because so much stuff is happening. They don't know, are you in on it? Did you do this? Like they don't know who's messing with them. They're, or they could even just do it to one of them, where one of them is not trusting the other because they don't trust anything because they're seeing things and the other one's like nothing's happening. They're only terrorizing one of them, or you know what I mean? Like I think the breakup needs to be more interesting than what they're doing with Mello and Miz. It needs to be a different kind of breakup. It needs to be a breakup that is not because someone really did something, more because they're being messed with and it's causing them to not know who they could trust or what's going on, because that will make the reunion later that much sweeter because, I lost my mind for a little while. Now I'm back kind of thing.
You know what I love to
like
see?
What Karrion Kross was trying to do.
Too soon.
Yeah. I mean, this needs to be a novella. You know what I mean? Like, give him amnesia, something.
That's the thing, is that B-Fab could side with one of them too.
Exactly.
She probably would. I personally would like to see, like they kind of did with DIY. I want to see some filmed vignettes, like off-site vignettes, like you see people at their home.
That's what I was saying.
What
right.
Like they're in bed and then somebody just pops up behind them, or or you got Montez and you've got Bianca at home doing whatever they're doing. Somebody's working out, somebody's in the kitchen, somebody's rehabbing, whatever they're doing. And you see one of the Wyatts pop up. Like I kind of miss that.
You see Nikki with little voodoo dolls of the Wyatts. And so you see Tez with Bianca.
We going all Papa Shango here. Okay.
We're going all Papa Shango. And then all of a sudden you see Nikki do something with him. And then he does the same movement behind Bianca. She's like, you know what I mean? What are you doing? I don't like. All of a sudden they start showing you that they have control over one of them through like a voodoo doll or something, you know what I mean? I know I'll be going, people be like, that's stupid, but it's WWE.
That would have happened for sure in like 90, 91.
Right?
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
There's precedent for that, no doubt.
All right, let's go here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 2 matches left on the card to discuss. This one is going to be an interesting one. We're talking about the Tribal Thief versus the Tribal Chief. It's the Uafala versus the Shuafala. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man that likes to crash down 300 plus pounds of man meat, making sure that everybody's got dude wipes. When Big Bronson Reed comes crashing down, make sure you've got dude wipes.
The poop nami.
The poop nami.
If that's the case, they need to have those wipes in the ring for Nia Jax too.
Mm-hmm.
I love the big
Dudette
splashdown. So
wipes.
everybody, drop it in the chat. Who do you got in this matchup? Steven Sandridge, sir, the floor is yours.
Okay, I'm gonna just fire it off really fast, and I'm open to any questions or clarifications. Bronson Reed wins, and Roman goes to film Street Fighter.
Next.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just trying something new here to see. No, I mean, like, it absolutely could go either way. You know, Roman's wrestling in Paris. Roman is back for a solo match. Like, it is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. But you also have a real opportunity to show the world how bad of a man Bronson Reed is.
Yep.
And we know Roman ain't going to be here for a little while. He'll come back because he's still got some things on his list he's got to check off before we give Roman his retirement tour. But dude, Roman is so Teflon at this point in his career. He could get wiped out, and when he comes back, this is not going to make any logical sense, everybody, okay? So please just try to read between the lines here. When Roman returns, people will still remember that Bronson beat him, but they will not remember that Roman lost, if you know what I mean. So Bronson wins.
Okay.
I think maybe Heyman gives like a visual distraction or something. I don't think Breaker gets involved. I think Reed wins semi clean. Like, I don't think anybody like clocks Roman with shoe or anything. Like, who throws a shoe, honestly? But
honestly,
I could see Heyman
steal his shoes.
Yeah, Heyman distracting him. Yeah, he steals his shoes and his pants and his chain and everything. He just leaves him Ric Flair naked in the ring. Yeah. They're in France, you know. They're more okay with that. You know, they have beaches
actually
there.
So
yeah, so they're more progressive over there. So yeah, Roman's gonna be just naked in the ring on a Sunday morning, just in front of God and everybody. No. I'm not predicting
his feet are gonna be naked. You mean he's gonna get jacked again?
Of course, on the Lord's day, only his feet.
On the Lord's day.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about the whole shoe thing again, but I do think Bronson takes it because Bronson can do something with that while Roman is going on. So, like, I mean, it would be such a safe choice, in my opinion, to have Roman go over. I mean, yeah, the crowd would be happy, which is something you want to do, and everything. But in my opinion, I think if I'm booking this show, knowing that WrestlePalooza is in a month, and we're gonna top load that show with all this stuff for ESPN and everything, I would put Cena and Logan Paul on last. And well, never mind. I'm not going to give my prediction for that match because we're not there yet. But I would have Cena main event the show. So that way you could do matches like Seth retaining and Bronson winning and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm foreshadowing already, but anyway, Bronson.
I like where you're driving us right now. B, what do you think?
Just give me a moment to just.
Oh, here
it's gonna be okay, Roman.
Can I just acknowledge him for a moment?
Here we go.
Okay.
I really feel okay.
So the
she's
thing
covering
is,
my ears. Hold on.
Oh snap!
The thing is, Roman is almost done with wrestling. He's had his run. He's not going to get another one, I don't think, until, like you said, maybe his retirement tour. He's not done filming, and these kind of are one-offs here and there. He's already shown that he's pretty damn strong with Bronson, unlike anybody. No one else is dealing with Bronson like Roman is. But Bronson is here and needs to continue. We see how strong he is, But Roman is here to really put Bronson over. I do think that he will do what he needs to do and do that. And so I'm going to say Bronson for the win.
Well, can you say it a little louder? I couldn't hear you. Could you speak into my good ear? Hang on. What? What?
Bronson for the win.
Okay.
Couple of shoe wisers.
I believe you said Bronson Reed for the win. Oh, hell yeah. Was that right?
He went to the store to get some milk.
Oh, okay. Well, after
He'll be
this
back.
match, he's going to be on a milk carton because we're not going to see Roman Reigns for a minute.
I agree.
Roman wins and gets his shoes back. Okay, I like where Just Alex is going with this. Let's not kid ourselves. Here's the situation. Here's the situation, which will probably not happen anytime soon anyways. Yeah, we were robbed of that. Just like Big Jim robbed us of Naomi. But I digress.
But we'll get a little Jimmy out of it.
I don't care. If that kid's in the baby bowl, I don't care. I'm so thrilled. I'm so happy for them.
I just can't believe little Jimmy's going to be a real person.
Well, I mean, again, if he that was the problem, messing with little Jimmy. And here we are.
Stop it.
But Jack Enoff. But here's the situation. I don't disagree with what anybody's saying. I think everybody's making some valid points. If Big Bronson Reed is coming out with the shoe of Fala, I would very much appreciate the fact that Roman Reigns beats Bronson Reed, takes a shoe of Fala, then he goes on and does whatever he does. I don't know if Breaker's going to get involved in this match or not, but I suspect that he probably will. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. Because that's what they've done pretty much every single time one of them wrestles. At some point during the match, the other person comes out and it just becomes a whole thing. I don't know if that happens, if Jey Uso will come out. You know, he'll have some time off a little bit after his match. He'll be a little fresher, might come out with some hardware. I don't know. I've given this match some serious thought, actually, ever since it was announced, because I was on the fence about how it was going to go and the implications, because I'm thinking long term here. Like you said, Roman Reigns is about to go off and do some filming, and he's going to be gone for a bit. Is he going to go a loser or is he going to go a winner? Because this is about the here and now. And in the here and now, Big Bronson Reed remains on television. It's Big Bronson Reed and the rest of Rollins Angels that are supposed to be mixing it up. We have Seth Rollins defending his championship on this same PLE. I think collectively we all agreed that Seth Rollins was going to retain said championship, right? That's what we locked that in as. So if there was one of these two people that could take the loss, it would be Big Bronson Reed. You know, you still have the leader being the leader, and everybody else just follows Seth Rollins because he's the champ, and they can move on to some other things. But there's a part of me that really likes the idea of seeing 3, 4, 5. I want to see Roman take like 7 Shunamis. You know, poop namis. Like I just one after the other. Like there's a part of me that wants to see Roman Reigns get put down like a dog in the street. And then he's just a big dog in the street, because I feel like that would make the most sense for me if Roman's going to be gone for a while. I hate the fact that Bronson Reed will come back as a loser. Can he take the loss and move on? I've said that before about some people like John Cena. Like he can take the loss and he'll just come back out and make another promo and just move on with his life. You know, I feel like if we're going to keep this group strong, then everybody needs to remain and look strong. And as much as I want Roman Reigns to win this match, and he probably will, I'm going to go with Big Bronson Reed.
Although it would be really cool for Bronson Reed to say, I put both Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns on the shelf.
I mean,
because
how many does Seth Rollins take?
6, I think. If Mox ever came back, I mean, that's easy booking right there. he won't though. I don't think he'll ever.
He won't.
He'll come back for the Hall of Fame one day, but that's probably
right.
But I think this will be a good match. It'll start off kind of slow, but we've seen the strength that Roman Reigns has possessed. But let's be honest, Roman Reigns has been getting his arse handed to him every time he's going in here, generally speaking. You know, he's got some good licks in, certainly. He's looked strong, but I just don't like the idea of Bronson Reed losing, and then we just get a losing Bronson Reed. Just, I'm big and strong and bad, but I just got beat down. But I'm gonna beat everybody else down. I don't like it. Send him packing. Let him go. Do his thing in Hollywood for a bit. You know what I mean? Roman Reigns could look good. This is one of those matches where I want to be like, ooh, is my prediction going to be wrong? I want that to happen. But yeah, I'm going to go big Bronson Reed.
Oh, he going to look good either way.
Moving on.
There is always the possibility that Roman wins, and then as he's celebrating after the match, Bronson just lays waste to him as well.
And actually, that I'm actually okay with. I just don't
get your heat back.
I'm irritated. This goes back to the match between Brock and Goldberg when everybody knew they were both gone. We talked about that once before, where everybody knew like this was their last match, and so it was a hostile takeover by the crowd. The crowd could care less about that match. Could care less. And I agree. It's the same mentality for me. I don't like the idea of all this stuff being put out there. So-and-so is going to film. So-and-so is going to film. Yeah. So on a kayfabe level, we've got to figure out a way to write them off television. I hate the fact that all this stuff is just out there because it how do I say this?
It's still real to you, damn it.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say that so much as it just it takes away from the story. If I know, it's like watching a movie that somebody you're sitting with is giving away the plot points before the plot points happen, and
it's
you're just
like watching.
Like, can I just?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I know you're going to hate this, sorry, but it's like watching Endgame knowing certain actors are at the end of their contract. Sorry, that was the first example I could think of. Cut the show.
Cut the show. Can't talk about the last match.
But do you follow what I'm saying? Like, if I already know ahead of time that X, Y, and Z has got stuff lined up down the pipe, and you're just coming in here just singing and dancing, knowing that you're about to bounce, that's why I feel like the swerve needs to come in. Like, you've got to do a better job, I feel, like keeping certain things closer to the vest and doing things in a way that is not like, okay, this match is just a vehicle for this person to be written off television. I don't like it because my investment in said match, other than wanting to watch a good match, is not as deep as it would have been otherwise. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that just as a fan, that just bothers me a little bit. You know, I don't want to know the outcome about what's going to happen.
There's way too much reporting going on the outer workings of things, you know. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it just bums me out as a fan of pro wrestling. Let me just if I were in the industry, obviously it'd be what it is. But as a fan, I don't like it
because they've always done that stuff. Like, I mean, you know, like WrestleMania 4, Ricky Steamboat loses in the first round of the world title tournament to Greg the freaking Hammer Valentine. But he's also leaving the company. Like, yeah, we didn't know that, you know, like, so it's just, those kinds of things. Like, so like they've always booked that way, but they've booked that way, but we never knew why. And so the booking just takes over. But yeah, that's where a lot of and I didn't mind Unreal in the regard that it's showing us stuff that happened 6 months ago, you know? So like, in that regard, I'm like, well, you're not spoiling anything because I've already lived through all those storylines being told. But
You're
Yes.
spoiling, but you're
But-
spoiling how much Seth and CM Punk are cooperating backstage. Because I feel like Seth has done a really good job, even when he was on Hot Wings and stuff with Becky, of his disdain for Punk and how much he didn't want to be in the ring with him. And then that was the first time we seen them like, okay, so I'll do this, and like getting along, working through it. Like I felt like that just ruined that rivalry
There you
for
go.
me. 'Cause that rivalry's not done.
I just don't believe in that kind of thing as much anymore, and how much money everybody's making in the business. And I do think
I want to.
I don't think that like you work with people you don't like, and some days you're like, yeah, okay, we can make something happen today. No, I'm not going to go to happy hour with you afterwards. I don't want nothing with you, and I think that's, I think that's still true to a degree. Like, it's just one of those things, but like, yeah, I don't know.
I will strongly protest to the ends of the earth, to my last breath. Khan, Star Trek 2, okay, hell's hot. I'm telling you right now, I never, ever, ever, old school Chris Jericho, want to see participants in a match standing around, sitting around, talking about how they're going to work out the match, even if it is 6 months down the line. I just don't want to see that aspect of behind the scenes. You can show me all the other stuff you want, but I just don't want to see that aspect of pro wrestling as a fan. It takes me out of the reality. The whole point of pro wrestling is, like I've said 1,000,001 times, you've got one job, is to make us believe that what we're watching is real. I understand that it's not, but your job is to make us believe that it is. And I've said this before, like with Magic Show. If you remember some years ago, you had that magician that wore that gray mask that was giving away all of the secrets of the magic shows. I don't want to go to the Magic Castle. I don't want to go see David Copperfield in Vegas, and then after the show, everybody stick around so we can tell you how we did the magic. I don't want to know how you did the magic. I don't want to know how you made the Statue of Liberty disappear. Just make it disappear. Let me enjoy the magic and let me move on with my life.
It's funny that you say that, because I've seen so much of people like, so what happens is magicians are distracting you because they have you looking over here and with this hand. Now, when I watch magicians, I end up watching the opposite of what they're telling me to watch because I want to see them slide me. And then I'm like, well, I saw this. Well, I was looking for that. And I actually did not enjoy the show like I used to when I had no idea. And I was just watching the show with everybody else.
Because
you know
that's
what I
why,
mean? It did kind of ruin it for me.
like you said, it was like, let's go back to the Lyra thing, the Lyra match that she had, where she had her hands in the zip tie. It popped out, and then she popped it back in. I mean, if it doesn't matter, legitimately, if all of this doesn't matter, like we're just telling you the secrets, then nobody should have been bothered with the fact that her hand popped out and she popped it back in. Who cares if it doesn't matter? Because it does matter to me.
That's not the same thing.
Talk on it.
You're talking about a botch in a match versus, giving the sort of production elements of how you bring a whole story together. And I mean, yeah, listen, like people in the comments, like I'm not arguing for anybody to like things like Unreal. Like if that's too much, don't watch it. Really. I mean, like, don't do things. That's why I say all the time, don't read dirt sheets. Like, don't do things that are going to steal your joy of loving wrestling. And that's why I hate dirt sheets, because like they pontificate and they're wrong 90% of the time. But also like, Sophie, shut up about NXT already. Good grief. I don't know what you're getting on, but like, there's this whole like, idea that trying to scoop people and come out with stuff, and it's ruining things that you haven't seen yet. And so then you go in, people who ascribe to this stuff, maybe because they love something so much, it's a big deal. But at the same time, you get all this fake information by people who think they know, or think they understand. And actually, I thought Unreal did a good job of showing how this stuff happens, because like, I know we're a little off the rails. I'll try to tell this one story and I'll be done. But like, when they were trying to discuss who was going to win the Royal Rumble, they just said, show of hands, who's for Punk? And most people in the room at that time in the meeting were for Punk. Then they had discussions and they landed on Jay. That is how creative meetings work in any industry. You have an idea, you talk about the idea, you analyze the idea, and then you come up with a solution. And that solution is either our first idea was best, or we have a new, better idea. The Dave Meltzers and others of the world will watch that and see, confirmed, CM Punk was the original plan to win the Royal Rumble. No, he wasn't. He was the first idea. Nothing was confirmed. It wasn't anything. But people will crap on it, read that crap, and then they'll go watch the Royal Rumble, and they'll say the Royal Rumble was mid because CM Punk didn't win, because they went into it thinking he was going to win. When WWE was telling a story all along, and the three of us said this on your podcast right before the Royal Rumble, the day of the Royal Rumble, I think is when we recorded it, that Jay had the best story going into the Royal Rumble and made the most sense to be the winner, even though it was such a star-studded Rumble. And what did they do? They picked the guy who made the most sense. Like, and so all that to say, like, we don't need to inundate ourselves with information. This is where I land on that. I mean, I think you guys have been very clear on how you guys land about it. But for me, like, I don't like having people try to feed me false information before we even get there, you know, like, because you're ruining the plot that is the story that is being told by force feeding a story you think should be told. And it's one thing after it happens, when you guys, just Alex, other people, you know, will give a review and be like, yeah, you know, there's this, there's that, you know, I didn't like the way they did this, but you know what, yeah, I'm taking and I'm processing what you have given me, you know, and it doesn't, you know, personally, it doesn't bother me to see. I look at things like Unreal, like watching the DVD commentary, like the director's commentary after I've already seen the movie, and being like, oh, cool. So that's what they were thinking when they did that. It doesn't really have that impact on me where I'm looking for the sleight of hand going on. But, you know, if that is what it does for some fans, then yeah, stay away from it. Stay away from anything that makes you not love wrestling, that makes you stop
I
believing.
don't feel like we can stay away from it, to be honest with you. I kind of feel like it's our job to watch this crap. So when people ask us what we think, because I didn't want to see it, and then I watched it because everyone's talking to me and asking me what I thought. And I'm like, well, I guess it's my job to watch stuff that's WWE and talk about it. And then I was like, oh, I kind of regret watching that.
I mean, to be fair,
yeah.
you could just take a stand on that and be like, you know what, we're not going to watch it because of all the reasons you said. Like, nobody's asking me if I watch AEW because nobody watches AEW. But I do say like that I know it's the second time I've said that in the show, but like, I don't watch it because I've given it a shot and it's clearly not for me. So I'm not going to go in on a product that I know is not for me. That I don't enjoy, you know, because for what I do on my channel is to try to find the joy of the things we love about wrestling. So I try to I try to look at the things that I do on my channel that way. And, you know, so I know I get that pressure, but at the same time, I think you guys are well within your means and your 40,000 followers. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
To be like, we built our channel on certain standards, and we want to go along for the ride and part of the show, and Unreal takes us out of that. So we're not going to cover it.
Yeah.
I'll just say this real
you
quick
guys
and
do.
then we'll move on. I'm more so talking about the production value. It lessens the production value. And that's why I was mentioning Lyra's situation, because I feel the same way. We'll talk about it all the time when, like I said, you know, your job is to make us believe that what we're watching is real. And if you're not going to bother connecting on like a hit or a kick, and it's so blatantly obvious that you didn't, then you react, or they go to toss you and there's like this uncomfortable 2-second delay, and then you like flip your whole body over.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's what I'm basically
touch you and you run.
Yeah. So what I'm basically getting at here is if you're giving it all away, it lessens the production value of what it is that I'm watching. If you're doing stuff like that in the ring, it lessens the production of what I'm watching. Your goal is to make us buy what we're watching is real. You are grown people. It's gonna sting a little bit. Just connect with the move. Even if your intention is not to hurt the person, just connect with the move. That's all you got to do. It should be skin on skin contact every single time. And like Medusa had said when we interviewed her, if you don't connect, then you've got to have ring awareness enough and training enough to say, come on and hit me. Don't react to something that actually we clearly saw did not happen. Because then you're just taking us out of what it is that we're watching. And then I'm like, well, why am I watching this then? If you guys are not even going to try. If you're not even going to try, then why am I bother spending my hard-earned time and my hard-earned money to watch this product?
Or like Nia Jax and Naomi getting into it and then going backstage and doing a dance together on TikTok right after the segment.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like she was saying with Hot
I can't
Ones,
with that.
Like
Yeah,
it was
no,
it
that's
had
a whole
nothing to do
nother
with
thing.
WWE. You're on Hot Ones, you're eating hot things, and you're talking about your disdain for CM Punk off WWE television.
Right.
Then keep that.
Yeah, keep that kayfabe. That's my
Don't
point.
be arm in arm talking about how you guys are going to be working out this match. Just don't show that aspect of it. Even if you insist on showing you, that's all I'm asking. You know, just a little tweak to keep it alive. Even if Naomi and Jade are truly really cool in real life, you've got the Twitter war going on. You're carrying on what you were doing on WWE television off of WWE television. Just keep that alive for the sake of.
And I love how
it was like
Jade gave her a compliment and then an insult, and then Naomi came back and clapped at her the same way with the whole baby thing. Like they were still getting into it over Twitter, after the pregnancy. I love it.
Yeah. Jay's like, I'll babysit, but I ain't got nothing. I got no time for you or whatever. It's like, I'll just do it for my niece, whatever. Which, that works. I think, to be in your corner about that for a second. I remember when the Wyatt 6 debuted and then they took that picture with a fan at Whataburger, like the night after or whatever. And that went around everywhere. And I'm like, bro, you just had the most like aura filled debut in years. And now everybody's seeing y'all in your street clothes with bags of Whataburger. It's weird. So Lyra's zip tie thing was bad, but I will say, while agreeing it was bad, and it's a good example of the things that they need to shy away from, I think she's done far more good in the ring on the main roster than bad. I mean, she's had barn burners with Bayley and Becky. Her promos need some more work, but like, I think she's far more of an asset than a liability in the ring, in my opinion.
Quick side note, Bayley, what show is she on again? Raw. Did we get a promo from her on Raw? I think they had a vignette. I don't remember. I don't know. Did we get it? Okay, because I didn't. We weren't really plugged in on Monday.
Yeah, they had another one of those voices, role
Crash
model
kind
versus
of
hugger things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. All right, folks. We've come to the last match of the night for the predictions show. This one is going to be very interesting. I cannot wait to hear what everybody has to say on this. The Maverick, Logan Paul versus the greatest of all time, 17 times. How did they say that last night? 17 times greatest of all time?
17.
Yes, indeed. Mr. John Cena, if you will, going at it for some bragging rights. No title is on the line because they decided to turn him back to being a face and got that title off of him real quick. And it is what it is. I'm going to go ladies first on this one.
Again?
I'm going to go ladies first on this one. B, what do you got to say to the people?
I got Cena. You better not have turned him face to turn him back to a loser. I'm going to be so mad. The way that he fought, I don't know that he's going to be able to fight like he did when he lost it every time. But you better come out here and you better fight. And I don't want if a face Cena is going to be a losing Cena, then what the hell did you do that for? Because even though, like you said, we want to see a good fight and then you lose, we do not want him going back to losing every single damn time. That's not what we want. And Logan does not need this win. And I want Cena to have this win right after he went face again. I just do. So
okay, Just Alex has a couple of scenarios, and I'm actually thinking.
And I do think Brock
comes
too. Out, but I think Brock takes it to everybody. But I think it's going to be after Cena wins.
That's his first scenario. If this match closes the show, Lesnar interferes and helps Logan for the win. If it doesn't close the show, Logan Paul just beats him straight up.
No way. I can't.
That's a dreary world.
Wow, Alex, you don't even like Logan. In that world. Right.
All right, just Alex done talked about it. Steven, how do you feel about it?
Number one, I think this match deserves to main event the show. It's Cena's last ride. Cena is now a babyface, which is what the crowd has wanted all year. By listening to the crowd, even when he was telling them they were toxic, they were still loving him. And we, for the past 2 weeks, have seen, I'm going to speak for others and say the Cena we have wanted to see, putting people like Logan Paul in his place better than anyone else on the roster has ever done for Logan Paul, with speaking on who Logan was. And I absolutely loved his line yesterday where he said, you better bring all that you've got because you're not going to ruin wrestling. Wrestling is going to ruin you. And a couple of things to consider is that whoever we see Cena up against, it's probably going to be, sorry, Alex, I'm never including you when I'm talking about what we want, what we don't want. You and I will forever be Seth and Roman on the issue of Cena's heel turn. It's okay. But nicer. Anyway, so every time we see Cena match up against somebody for the rest of the year, it's probably going to be the only time we see that match and the last time, which means the last time we see that match. That, in other words of, Apollo Creed, ain't gonna be no rematch here. Maybe we get that with Brock. Maybe we get 2 matches out of that. But we ain't doing it with Logan. And Logan, if I can pay him a compliment, would have been a good horseman in the mid 80s. For one particular reason. And I alluded to this in discussing the Bronson Reed Roman Reigns bit. Similarly, Logan is such a good heel that he can lose the match, come back next time he comes back and pretend like he didn't and not lose a drop of heat. I don't believe that's the case for people like Bronson Reed or others, but Logan is good enough as a heel that he's not going to lose anything by losing to Cena. And this crowd wants to cry. They want to give the hugs to Cena. They want to give him the flowers. If we're not, since I believe we're going to be fully loading WrestlePalooza next month and getting everything all stacked up and everything, let's just end this show like an 80s Hogan WrestleMania. The good guy wins. Right. He celebrates with the crowd, and that's how we go. No Brock. Brock can show up on SmackDown. Brock can show up on the Pat McAfee show. Brock can show up any which way to continue what we're doing. But this is about Cena and Logan, which means it's really about Cena. Cena is now turned good, and he's 0-1 as a good guy. And Cena needs to win against some people who can afford to lose. Mm-hmm. Logan can afford to lose. And I'm going Cena all day. I'm going. And this is also the thing, too. I don't know that I don't think Roman and Bronson finished the show. The only other main event I could think of is the Fatal 4-Way. And I think Seth being the winner of that match is more of a lock than Cena winning his match. And I'm sorry, but ending the match, not just with, France doing their oh sing along with Seth, but having Jey Uso, Punk, and LA Knight all be losers.
Yeah.
You're going to close the show. You're going to close the show with all those 3 top baby faces being losers after you did what you did at SummerSlam.
Right.
You did that with Seth and Punk at night 1, and then you did that with Brock destroying Cena at night 2. I don't think we do 3 PLE nights in a row pissing off the crowd.
Gotcha.
Even if it's for a quick
sense.
pop. So I think Cena goes over. He goes over clean. The crowd gives him her love, and I don't think Brock can be bothered to get on a plane to go to Paris. They'll start him up. Although maybe no, they're not Raw people; they're SmackDown people. So I think by Friday, they'll do it. So, just Alex, I love you, brother. But if you think Roman and Bronson are main eventing over those other 2 matches, you gotta. Or you're just talking about in general. Never mind. I thought you were talking about main eventing. Anyways, Cena wins. Cena closes the show.
Everybody's got some great points. I hear what Just Alex is saying. I hear what everybody in the chat is saying. I hear what you two are saying. This one I would probably say out of all the matches I'm most on the fence about. A face John Cena ain't a winner. And a heel John Cena was. Okay, that's just the reality. Since 2018, that's just how it was. But you're right. How is this show supposed to leave the crowd? A face needs to win, certainly. Is this going to be a night of heeldom? That's the question that I've been asking myself. And watching Cena cook like he does on the microphone is nothing new. Watching him cook on the microphone is nothing new. Logan Paul can take the loss and he can move on with his life. But then again, so can John Cena. I'm thinking long term as far as the end of this match, what has the bigger impact? Is there a possibility that Brock Lesnar shows up? Certainly. Is there a bigger impact of Brock Lesnar showing up and doing something to him as a winner of that match or as a loser of that match? And I gotta...
Not sure.
There's a part of me that leans more towards him being the loser of that match. And I say that because the WWE has built Brock Lesnar up in such a way that he's the unbeatable beast. He defeated The Undertaker's undefeated streak. He's beaten them all. He's done things and was built in a way that made him to be a juggernaut, somebody that cannot be defeated. The music hit. We saw the look on John Cena's face. That told the story that they've been telling for Brock Lesnar for years. That Brock Lesnar is the beast. John Cena may be the greatest of all time, as they like to bill him. But can he best the beast? They didn't bring Brock Lesnar back to play tiddlywinks.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. John Cena asked to have him back. He absolutely invited him to play tiddlywinks.
They brought him back to be the beast.
And to lose. To
The
John
beast
Cena.
who lost to Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, by the way, if we're judging
Right.
both of these guys on their recent
Right.
records.
Well, I got to ask the
Right.
question also, because we mentioned Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre also decided to interject himself with Logan Paul and basically tell him, are you going to take what John Cena did to you? Or are you going to give him the women's right?
Right.
And he gave him the women's right. I also wonder if Drew McIntyre will be the guy to possibly come out
Isn't
here.
that one of the matches? I didn't see us talk about that.
No,
McIntyre
it
fight
wasn't
nobody?
booked.
Oh,
Drew
it
and
didn't-
Randy.
It wasn't booked? Oh.
No.
No, we
Drew's
thought
got
it would
Randy
be.
and he's got Cody. I mean,
We thought
Gotcha.
it might be based on what happened, but no. So there could be that possibility of Drew McIntyre coming out, and I actually wouldn't be
But
mad.
if Drew McIntyre comes out, Randy's going to come out.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying I wouldn't be mad at a Cena Drew thing, but obviously Drew's got a whole thing with Orton. But I'm saying Drew interjected himself in this situation.
Right.
He
So
did.
that would be cool if he came to intervene, and then Randy came out, and then all the intervening causes John Cena to win.
I'm just thinking long term here, who is going to come out the better person from the win of this match? And I got to be honest with you, I don't know.
Can I just say?
I don't
Thought
know.
you were going to say something.
Can I just ask a question that might
course.
help? It might not. Did Austin Theory come out better by beating John Cena at WrestleMania?
Nope.
Okay. Just something to consider if we're considering Logan needing to beat John Cena.
Nope. But Austin Theory ain't no Logan Paul. In the eyes of the WWE and the way that they have been booked, Austin Theory ain't no Logan Paul.
I think there's more
In the
overall
way
satisfaction.
they've been booked.
I think there's more overall satisfaction to be found in a John Cena win than a John Cena loss. Because, like you said, talking about babyface loser John Cena, beating John Cena doesn't carry the cachet that it used to. So why do it?
So ultimately, my pick and I know we got to get out of here.
Pick it, baby, pick it.
This might change tomorrow when I see the expression on their face. More so than Logan Paul's and John Cena's. I'm going to go Logan Paul for the win.
Thank you.
I'm going to go Logan Paul for the win.
I'll take that point.
Thank you, Justin. Right. I'm gonna say Logan Paul for the win. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm not convinced that a face John Cena is a winner in John Cena. And to just Alex's point as well, this is something else he says, his last match he should win. We all know WWE has a tradition of when somebody's going out, they lose their last match that they go out on. Usually, not every time, but usually. Now, this is an unusual case considering who he is.
Right, this is a retirement tour.
And I understand that. We don't know who his opponent is going to be for his last match. I absolutely would love for him to go out a winner. John Cena, as we've heard from Jack Hager recently with Chris Van Fleet's interview, Cena also, not unlike Hogan, there were times he doesn't want to put somebody over for his own reasons. It has happened.
Sure. So
just because John Cena is John Cena doesn't mean that he's not like jerky. Okay.
Beef jerky?
Just saying. I watched a clip the other day, and I know we're about to get out of here.
That was a really old Cena. When was the last time they worked together? People grow and mature.
I watched a clip the other day when he was with Nikki Bella, and they did that when he was on the show, and they were at his house, and it's like, here are the rules. The men retire here, the women retire here. This is how we're done. He had everything kind of laid out. I'm sure he's grown and matured since then. But I also saw a video where he was talking about coffee. And he has a very specific rule set when it comes to something as simple as coffee. And he was given something, and I was just listening to how he was talking, and I'm like, yeah, you're still kind of yourself in as far as that goes. And I don't know. I
think your next podcast, maybe we should talk about the idea of creative control. At some point, because honestly, I know why it gets a bad rap, but honestly, sometimes some top guys and top girls need to say no sometimes. And I have examples, but that's for another time. And honestly, Jack Swagger, probably a good reason to say no.
That's fair. That's
but
fair. Everybody
nevertheless,
has their reasons.
and I'll just drop one more thought about this Cena Logan discussion. I
He's a weird
agree.
guy,
I actually
yeah.
think Cena should win his last match. But I'll tell you what, if he's losing every match between now and December, only to win in December, it's going to look stupid.
It does look. That
Yeah.
does look stupid. That looks like a fluke.
I need to believe he can win. I know how the movies go. I don't need Rocky Balboa version of Cena in his last match. Like,
Yeah.
give me Rocky 4. Give me you know, he doesn't need the belt, but give me the guy who fights like a champion, you know?
Yeah.
Give me that Cena. And I know that he lost to Cody, right? But give me the guy who worked his butt off in that match from here to December and let him win some of them. He doesn't have to win all of them.
That ain't him no more. He's turning into regular people.
Like regular people. Yeah. Yeah. Let him be the regular people.
I like who he is too, but you know.
Sophie brings up a good point though. Cena has not done it's not on Cena, it's on creative. But his track record of putting over younger talent hasn't gone super well for them. Austin Theory, former US champion, now Solo Sikoa. I don't know that beating Cena did for them what we think he did for them. And so I think Logan is whoever he's going to be now in relation to
It doesn't
Cena.
matter if he wins or loses. People hate Logan because he's Logan. His win and loss record doesn't matter to that crowd. They're going to boo him no matter what.
Yeah, him and Dom both.
And they'll boo him louder.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap on what we have talked about here for Clash in Paris predictions. I want to thank the panel, B-Rad over here. I want to thank Mark by Wrestling, Steven Sandridge. Steven, let the people know where they can find you next.
Yes, please subscribe to Mark by Wrestling on YouTube. I'll be going live tomorrow as well for the show. And of course, we always watch along NXT on Tuesdays. Have a great time. Please stop by and say hi tomorrow morning as well, or afternoon, wherever you're at. And we'll be increasing, trying to increase our FaceTime here at Mark by Wrestling. So more streams to come in the future. And I should have a 2K Winged Eagle belt tournament coming up this week.
Love it.
So
love it. Just Alex, brother from another mother of Alex's World. Please drop in the chat where these fine folks can find you next as well. While we go ahead and give out our closeouts, I want to thank our mod squad for always keeping an eye on everything all up in here. Thank you to our members. We're going to have some exclusive content coming for you guys live this week because we're going to have a little more time on our hands than we have as of late. So keep an eye out for that. To our subscribers, we have crossed a major threshold and we are still climbing. We have a goal to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If we hit that goal, your boy, R-Truth, is cutting his hair and turning into Ron Killings.
A-Truth.
A-Truth. I like it. Let's go with it. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell them to come on over. If you are new, we hope you enjoyed yourself. It's a bop. We are family. We can agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Sometimes it gets a little testy in the chat, but we bring it back down because sometimes family argue. You know, we family. We family. North Carolina. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you.
Sorry, I had to get out of the chat. My computer was hijacked by one of the mascots.
And that is about it. Like Mark by Wrestling said, we are also going to be live tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for our watch along of Clash in Paris. Let's see if our predictions will hit. Your boy is the current reigning, defending, undisputed Cup champion, and I intend to retain tomorrow at Clash in Paris. You heard?
You can attend all you want to, fool. You can attend a funeral too.
Oh,
your winning streak.
She just threatened. Did y'all hear that? She just threatened my life.
I know. I said the winning streak, which you don't even have.
Your successful defense pretty much hinges on Logan Paul. I just want you to know
that's right. I know that's right.
Wait, does he hold the trophy right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So then it worked.
However,
attend the funeral of your winning streak.
However, point I've got to mention, she may be late tomorrow. I will be here
Serving
11
God's people,
o'clock.
y'all. Serving God's
But she
people.
may be late. So the show may be starting off more than likely. It will be starting off just with your boy A. It'll be the A show. B will slide on into my DMs.
You could have a mascot. You could have a mascot sitting in this chair.
Yeah, that never really works out. But we'll see how tomorrow morning goes. But that's how it is. Thank you all so much for coming in here for the prediction show. Steven, hang out 1 second. I know you got to go. I just want to say a quick goodbye. Come back with some more A&B combos.
A wrestling edition.
We appreciate you all. Keep it locked. Because we got plenty more content coming down the pipe. We'll see you tomorrow for Clash in Paris. And we will bid you all
a wee.
All right. Good night.
Good night.